Well, today was National Skilled Trades Day, established 4 years ago by the Youngstown-based City Machine Technologies Company. To celebrate and bring awareness to skilled trades, City Machine this evening held a party at Penguin City Brewery. They called it Cheers to Beers and Careers. It was a family-friendly event that attracted young children, including on the left there, young Isabella Hall of Boardman. But the focus was on the skilled trades.
And we just want to celebrate everyone who's wearing a uniform today. They build America, and we still need them. And all of these companies here for Cheers to Beers are hungry for workers.
This was the first ever Cheers to Beers and Careers, and at one point, there were about 200 people in attendance. More problems at Lordstown Motors. The stock price continues to fall as more vehicles are being recalled. Plus, the woman who stole money from a Brookfield veterinary service addresses the court before learning how much time she'll spend in jail. And a 17-year-old boy accused of murder in Warren makes his first appearance in an adult courtroom.
You report it, 27 investigates. Download the WKBN 27 mobile app and tap Report It. Always watching, always tracking, powered by the Valley's most advanced weather technology. Storm Team 27 Viper Radar.
This large area of low pressure we've been dealing with all week starting to move now, moving more so to the east coast here. We're on the outer fringes of that. Unfortunately, we'll still find ourselves there for part of the day tomorrow as this next trough spins through. Well, that touches off additional showers for us overnight. Look how nice it was, though, across the central and southeastern U.S. here, where they've had a lot of sunshine with high pressure around. We will see that trend moving in our direction as we head a little deeper into this week. Now, currently, scattered rain still across Lawrence County, around Grove City and Greenville, just east of Sharon. I have a little rain just to our west as well. We'll continue dealing with these pockets of showers and sprinkles overnight tonight and even into tomorrow. Through the first half of the day, we could still see some drizzle, watching for additional showers developing into the afternoon. But into southern and western Ohio, take a look at the high temperatures today. This is showing you the max temperature since midnight. While we were in the 40s, they were near 60 degrees in Cincinnati, 57 in Dayton. Our temperatures start creeping in that direction tomorrow. It is a little warmer in southern and western Ohio currently. For us, we're still sitting at about mid-40s. Lows tonight will be right around 40 degrees. Tomorrow, though, I'm expecting the highs jumping into the 50s. even though it still feels pretty chilly. There is a light breeze driving wind chills down into the upper 30s, even though our temps are a little bit warmer. We'll keep that light breeze. Feels like temp will be in the 30s. Now, the next several days, while we have 30s for morning lows, possible again tomorrow, I am expecting lows in the mid-30s Friday. That gives me a concern that we could see some pockets of frost. The nights start warming up a bit into the weekend and next week. I don't expect it to be as chilly for you when you step out the door early in the work week next week. So for Future Tracker, you can see the clouds showing up, and we're going to keep those around into the morning. Though we're not picking up on showers here, still could be some misty drizzle around. Now, going through the day, we'll watch for additional isolated showers popping up. The risk is going to be a little greater tomorrow as you go to our east, so especially eastern Mercer County, the best chance to see those. However, all of us will have the risk for a shower popping up, and that continues through the afternoon into the early evening here. Notice how there's some holes showing in the clouds here as we get closer to 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. That would help try and boost our temperatures to the mid-50s. I don't expect it to be wall-to-wall sun for us, but a chance to see a glimpse of sun, which would be a lot nicer than the last few days. Now, by tomorrow night, we'll be looking for a lot of holes in the clouds. In fact, temperatures responding to that clearing by dropping to about mid-30s in spots. That's why I'm concerned about frost, especially low-lying areas. So gardeners, take note of that, as you could have a frosty start to your Friday, but even warmer Friday afternoon. We'll see a lot more sunshine to wrap up the week. Temperatures rising to the low 60s, and we'll keep that warming trend into the weekend as we get some sunshine around on Saturday. I expect a dry Sunday as well. The chance for rain returns on Monday. So 39 tonight. Scattered showers and sprinkles continue. That morning drive, still a little chilly, still pretty dreary. And then as we get into the afternoon, we try and squeeze out a few peaks of sun, taking our highs to the mid-50s. Still watching for a couple isolated showers or sprinkles. For Friday, though, drying out. Skies becoming mostly sunny there. 62 degrees the high. We're in the upper 60s for Saturday. Around 70 on Sunday. 3 dry days there. We'll watch for showers trying to push back into our region Monday into the second half of the day. And even though we have some rain in the forecast, thankfully temperatures much better next week.
Police in Atlanta have arrested the man they believe is responsible for a shooting that happened earlier today. 24-year-old Dion Patterson was taken into custody by Cobb County Police. The shooting happened earlier today in a medical office waiting room where 5 people were shot, all women 25 to 71. A 39-year-old woman was killed. The other 4 are in critical condition. No motive for the shootings has been released. The up and down continues for Lordstown Motors stock, down 25% on Monday, up 15% yesterday, and down 16% today. At the same time, the vehicle is trying to make, the Lordstown Endurance, is being recalled once again. Now the instrument cluster display screen may freeze. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the loss of the display information, such as speed and warning lights, could cause a crash. The recall impacts 5 vehicles. It's the 3rd recall of the Endurance. Now to Trumbull County, where a woman convicted of stealing from her employer was sentenced today and had something to say about what she did. Here's First News Trumbull County reporter Nadine Grimley.
It is painful to think about how and why I find myself in this situation.
Detailing a number of health ailments, including depression, chronic fatigue, migraines, and narcolepsy, Tracy Obermeyer told the court her health was in a steady decline while she was working for her sister at Village Green Veterinary Service.
I still love and care for my sister. I'm incredibly sorry for any pain I have caused her and for the pain my family has endured through these years.
Obermeyer pleaded guilty to charges of grand theft, attempted identity fraud, and forgery back in November. The charges stemmed from an investigation that began back in 2019 when Village Green Veterinary Service reported inconsistencies in payroll, taxes, and bank accounts.
I wanted nothing more for her than her success and happiness. I was incredibly proud of her.
In court Wednesday, Obermeyer was sentenced to 5 years community control and ordered to pay restitution. She'll also have to spend 180 days in the county jail.
I appreciate the love you have for your sister, but I don't think you showed it by robbing her and stealing from her over $200,000. Not once in your statement did I hear that you say you're sorry for doing that to her.
Obermeyer is set to report for her 180-day jail sentence on May 8th. In Warren, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.
Also in a Trumbull County courtroom today, a 17-year-old boy charged as an adult in connection with the murder was arraigned. His name is Gavin Roberts. He pleaded not guilty. His bond was increased to $1 million. Roberts is accused of murdering 37-year-old Bryce Hilton in November in Warren during what police described as the arranged sale of a cell phone. Assistant Prosecutor Chris Becker says if convicted, Roberts will be eligible for parole after 25 years.
I'm working with various groups to try and get that law repealed and taken back to the way it was when we had really some good law enforcement penalties on the books, and we weren't giving away the store to some of these juvenile murderers.
The judge set a condition that should Roberts post bond that he be on house arrest with electronic monitoring. And this was the scene last September 7th on Tippecanoe Road in Canfield Township, where 65-year-old Daniel Haverchak was killed in a crash. Today, 26-year-old Waylon Ward of Austintown pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide. State Patrol troopers say the crash was caused by Ward's aggressive driving. Her 2-year-old son and a third person were also hurt. Sentencing is scheduled for June 28th at 9 a.m. Giant Eagle lowers prices on several buggies filled with items, and Freedom of the Press Day remembered in Youngstown. Also, thinking about getting the car windows tinted for summer, what's allowed and what's not. This is WKBN 27 First News at 10 on Fox Youngstown.
Watching out for you and your community. This is WKBN 27 First News.
The Niles Police Department is setting up permanent presence at the Eastwood Mall in Niles that will open this Friday in the food court. The space is being made available as part of a partnership between the mall and Niles Police. The substation will be in a high-traffic area and allow police to interact with the public and give police a convenient office space. Premier Bank has donated $30,000 to the United Way of Trumbull County to help celebrate its 100th anniversary and to support the Reading Great by 8 program and the Trumbull County Partnership for Financial Empowerment program. Giant Eagle today announcing it's lowering prices for many items for the summer. Starting tomorrow, 800 popular items will have a lower price with the price locked in through August the 9th. They include national brands as well as meat, seafood, produce, and dairy. The discounts average nearly 20%. Now to another story related to the warm weather months, the tinting of windows in cars and trucks. Lately, we've noticed more people getting pulled over for illegal window tint. With what's legal and what's not, here's First News reporter Abigail Cloutier.
This is what you have in your glass on your front doors now. That's all you're allowed to add.
Tina Carson owns Ohio Window Coatings and says she can only add minimal tint to your front windows before the legal maximum of 50% transparency. The same applies to your rear window. Those side windows behind the driver have no limit. Window tint on a windshield has to allow 70% of the light to come through, which Carson says is stock on most cars, but that doesn't stop people from coming in and asking for more.
The windshield seems to be the biggest thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people I'm seeing it more and more, windshields being tinted, and it's the whole windshield.
If your window tint is too dark, you can run the risk of getting pulled over.
That is enough probable cause to have an officer or trooper pull a vehicle over just based on the visual observation of illegal window tint.
And dark window tint comes with a price. If you're pulled over, you can get a ticket between $100 and $150. Though Carson educates people when they come in, Sergeant Bridget Matt with Ohio State Highway Patrol says many who get pulled over say they weren't aware of the law.
Don't rely on the employee at the window tint store to tell you what is or isn't permitted in the state. You have to do your due diligence and know what is allowed and be prepared to face those consequences if you're pulled over or face a penalty of a ticket.
For WKBN 27 First News, I'm Abigail Cloutier.
Today was World Press Freedom Day, and a special event honored journalists who lost their lives last year. Today, at Saints Peter and Paul Ukrainian Church, the Youngstown Press Club read the names of 67 journalists from around the world who were killed last year. Some were killed in the line of duty, including some covering the war in Ukraine. This was the 30th anniversary of World Press Freedom Day. Also killed while fighting in Ukraine was ex-Marine and Cleveland Heights native Cooper Harris Andrews. He was killed on April the 19th. After serving as a Marine for 5 years, the 26-year-old Andrews told his pastor that he was leaving for Ukraine. He joined the Foreign Legion and later joined a group called the Resistance Committee.
We prayed together, and I asked him about why was he doing this, and his answer was, well, if not me, who?
His family at this point does not know if his buddy can be recovered and returned to the United States. When we come back, the EPA administrator speaking on Capitol Hill on the situation in East Palestine, while Norfolk Southern releases new footage of the cleanup at the derailment site.
Tomorrow marks the average last hard freeze for our area, but May 18th when we average our last frost conditions in the valley. Well, I am tracking the potential for some frost in the current 7-day forecast. We'll talk about the pattern that we'll see as we head past the next 7 days. I'll have that for you in about 8 minutes. We'll be right back.
the Valley's first and only primetime newscast. You're watching WKBN 27 First News at 10 on Fox Youngstown.
Today marks 3 months since the train derailment in East Palestine, and the cleanup there continues. Norfolk Southern today releasing this new video over the derailment site, while at the same time reporting that more than 36,000 tons of contaminated soil have been hauled away. 14 million gallons of impacted water has also been recovered and properly disposed. On April 14th, Norfolk Southern said it had completed the excavation of impacted soil underneath the south track. Work does continue, though, on getting rid of the toxic dirt under the north track. Meanwhile, in Washington today, the Transportation Secretary and EPA Administrator also discussing the situation in East Palestine. Here's First News Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says Biden administration officials are committed to ongoing tests of the air and water quality.
To partner with the state on the kind of testing that the residents of East Palestine need in order to know if their air, their soil, and their water are safe.
EPA Administrator Michael Regan told lawmakers Wednesday the Biden administration is working with Norfolk Southern to clean up toxins.
I've spoken to families who've been sickened by the air they breathe. I've met with people who live with toxic waste in their backyard.
While concerns for the toxic waste are growing, Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance says he wants to make sure this never happens again.
And you can't have people forced out of their homes, firefighters fighting chemical fires because the railroads aren't exercising proper precautions.
Vance, along with Ohio Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown, are pushing the Railway Safety Act.
Tries to force some safety standards on the railroad.
Vance is confident the Senate will vote on the safety legislation by the end of May. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
The Annika and Friends event to benefit East Palestine will be happening on Monday, May 15th. WKBN is a media partner, and we will broadcast our news live from the course that day. And you can donate. Look for the Annika for East Palestine section under the Community tab on our website, WKBN.com. We'll be right back.
Always watching, always tracking, powered by the Valley's most advanced weather technology. Storm Team 27 Viper radar.
The low this morning, 35 degrees, the high 48. We were just 4 degrees above our normal low and nearly 20 degrees below normal again. Now, the last 7 days, we've certainly had a lot of chilly weather. Normal highs through this 7-day stretch here are between 65 to 67. The closest we got last Thursday, a high of 63. And you can see the normal lows 42 to 44. We actually had a couple of mornings that were above normal for the low temperatures through into the weekend. But yeah, it's been pretty cold since. Now, temperatures currently are sitting in the mid 40s. This is around our normal lows for this time of year. As we look at the forecast lows for tonight, I expect temperatures dropping to around 40 degrees, upper 30s to around 40. Tomorrow night, though, a little colder. I'm looking for lows at about mid to some spots may be able to touch low 30s. Now, what we'll have to keep an eye out for is the potential for frost as we go into tomorrow night and Friday morning. So gardeners, you may want to take care of those plants. But the good news is I do expect the pattern to change. As we look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, you can see the eastern U.S. trending toward warmer conditions. In the 8 to 14 day outlook, that trend carries through as well. That's May 11th through 17th. So fingers crossed this will be our last bout of cold weather where we have frost as a concern. But for tonight, we still have scattered rain coming through. You can see the showers especially impacting Mercer County, where that rain's been a little bit more widespread tonight. I do expect that trend to continue for tonight. By morning, we may not have a whole lot left over of those showers, but under the clouds that I'm looking for, I still think we could see some pockets of drizzle into the afternoon. Additional showers try to pop up. Best chance for that is as you go further to our east, so especially eastern Mercer County, the best chance at seeing some raindrops. Notice the temperatures a little bit warmer for afternoon highs tomorrow, getting into the 50s, and we'll keep getting warmer each day as we head into the weekend. So if you take the pup for a walk tomorrow morning, expect cloudier skies still and a chance for some pockets of drizzle under any clouds that are out there. As we get into the afternoon, we'll be watching for some holes in the clouds, a glimpse of sun possible, still a threat for isolated showers around. Tomorrow night, watching for a little frost as we drop to 34 degrees and then 62. The high on Friday, our heat wave begins as we head into the weekend, upper 60s Saturday and around 70 on Sunday. The next storm system that I'm watching approaches the area on Monday. That'll bring the chance for some showers later in the day. We're watching the timing of this closely. There's been a lot of discrepancies and back and forth on the timing in our model data, but right now that does look like more so for the latter part of the day Monday. We'll still have a chance for showers around Tuesday as well, but thankfully the storm system not having as big an impact on our temperatures. Much better looking next week.
After 3 years of being closed for a redevelopment project, the Ford Nature Center in Mill Creek Park is back open again. In fact, it opened on April the 22nd. The new look improves and expands the Ford Nature Center. New features in the building include a nature exhibit hall, a history room, and a bird observation room.
It's a wonderful asset for the community, the public at large that comes and learns about the native habitat and wildlife within Mill Creek Metro Parks.
The Ford Nature Center is free and open on Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Watson. Thanks for watching the WKBN 27 First News YouTube channel. If you want more video news, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the WKBN 27 First News app for breaking news alerts.